What's going on, guys? It's PokePond back with another video for you. Lots to talk about today. We've got a new set released. We're going to have a look at all of the dates that all of that's going to be coming out, all of the products. We've also got Shrouded Fable coming out on the horizon. Just seems like they're releasing a new set every 5 minutes. And then big news as well. We've got some real big price pumps on some of the sealed product in Sword and Shield. Make sure you subscribe to never miss an opportunity. Let's get into it. We've got quite a bit to talk about today. We've got what seems like so many new sets coming out at the moment. We've just had announced Stellar Crown, which is going to be the English version of Stellar Miracle, which is going to be coming out in Japanese, but we can see the sort of first look at Stellar Crown that's going to be coming out. These are the booster pack artworks that are going to be coming out, and they give us a little bit of an idea what's going to be in the set. On the press release, it did say there are going to be 4 new types of EX card. These are going to be Terra EX cards, which are going to be slightly different. I presume harder to pull in packs as well, so they're going to be more of your chase card in sets. The 4 Terra EX cards that are going to be in this set are the ones on the booster packs. So it's going to be Terrapagos, Cinderace, Lapras, and Galvantula. So that's your first look at the what I presume is going to be the chase cards of Stellar Crown, one of the new sets that's going to be coming out. And they've also unveiled a few of the artworks. So we have the Hydrapple, the Terrapagos, and the Noctowl. Here's the Hydrapple. This is the Terrapagos EX card, which just looks pretty insane. They're going for this very like rainbow coloured theme. I think on all of the Terra EX cards we're going to have this new like rainbow border as well, which is quite interesting, rather than the traditional silver or yellow border, which is pretty cool. Just another little feature to distinguish it as a Terra EX rather than a normal one. And then this is Noctowl. So Noctowl is in the normal Japanese set. However, this is what's going to be the promo for the Elite Trainer boxes in English. And as always with many other sets, if you get the Pokemon Center exclusive Elite Trainer box, you'll get 2 copies of this, one of them with a little Pokemon Center exclusive stamp. And the only way to get that exclusive promo is by ordering the Pokemon Center Elite Trainer box, which is only available from Pokemon centers. So people in the UK, Canada, America, China, etc. Can get hold of those from the Pokemon Center. Those will sell out fast, so you could probably pre-order them. To be honest, if you really want to get that card, because I'm sure that on release day people will be scalping them for a little bit more. So if you don't want to miss out on that, then make sure you get a pre-order in on that. We've had a little look at a few of the other cards. There's a Joltig Full Art EX, which looks kind of cool, and a Fido EX. On the press release, it did mention that there's going to be 10 EX cards on top of the Terra EXs that are in the set, which does seem like quite a lot. But the reason for that is there's quite a lot of EX cards that are sort of out in the wild that haven't come into sets yet. So they've been released in Japanese in different products, not necessarily mainline sets, but they haven't come into English yet. So this is going to be a little bit of a catch up to get those EXs into the hobby and into the TCG. One of the reasons why Japan is so far ahead on EX cards is because they released an extra Battle Academy game, which is the game where you can it sort of like teaches new players how to play Pokemon, and it gives you like pre-assigned decks to use, and there's quite a few in there that have new EX cards. So that's how they're going to get into the English hobby. They're going to come out in this Stellar Crown set. We also have to be aware that Shrouded Fable is still yet to be released yet, and they're already talking about Stellar Crown. Shrouded Fable is a speciality set, so you're not going to get booster boxes of it. I wanted to go onto the Pokemon Center website just to try and get like an idea of when all of these sets are coming out, because it is getting a little bit confusing. It does seem like every 5 minutes they're releasing a new set. It's difficult for me to keep up with, but I'll always try and work out what's going on for you guys and give you guys the facts so that you don't have to keep track of it. So on the Pokemon Center right now, for the pre-order for Shrouded Fable, it says that it's coming out in English early August. So we could expect that to come out, I presume, in the next 4 to 6 weeks, to see Shrouded Fable release. We don't have a date yet. I did see somewhere floated that distributors might be getting it on the 2nd of August. Which is earlier than I thought it would be. I would imagine it's probably going to come out probably the start of the 2nd week of August, somewhere around about then. And then when we look at the new Stellar Crown set, they say mid-September. So it looks like there's going to be a gap of maybe only like 5 to 6 weeks between Shrouded Fable coming out and Stellar Crown coming out. Obviously, like I said, Shrouded Fable is a speciality set, so no booster boxes, not a mainline set, so you can't use them in TCG play officially, whereas Stellar Crown is a mainline set, so you get all the products, booster boxes, etc. If you do want to pick up Shrouded Fable, the cheapest way to do that is going to be through the booster bundles, but I do expect that booster bundles will not be available on release. The only way to get your hands on cards is going to be through the sleeved booster packs or the elite trainer boxes, and then usually a couple of weeks after that, that's when the booster bundles become available, which is the 6 packs of booster packs, and is usually the most effective cost to pack ratio of buying speciality sets. But Stellar Crown, you get all the products, so you're going to get ETBs, booster boxes, all of that, booster bundles as well. Let's have a little look at Shrouded Fable, since it's coming out so soon. It's literally coming out probably in like 4 to 5 weeks. We have had a little look at this on the channel, but just to remind you guys, these are the illustration rares that will be coming out. I really like this Persian. I think I'm going to pick up a copy of that. I did mention the other day when we were looking at Twilight Masquerade that I was going to pick up the Frostlass illustration rare, and I did buy it. So there we go. I bought myself a top loader binder, and I'm going to start collecting some singles. Whenever you get like nice illustration rares come out, like this hound as well, it's really nice too. I really like that. I might buy one of them on release. They're usually quite cheap. Normal illustration rares you can usually pick up for about £5-6. I'm just going to slowly start collecting them in my new top loader binder. Anyway, getting sidetracked. Full art Pokemon. This is for Shrouded Fable are here, and full art supporters and special illustration rare. I don't think that Shrouded Fable is that great of a set. I think it's alright, but I think it's one of those sets that's just going to fly under the radar, especially with like quite big mainline sets, Twilight Masquerade and the Stellar Crown releasing quite close to each other on either side. I think that this set is going to get overlooked a little bit, and this could be one of those sets that really does well in the long term, sort of like 2 to 3 years later, when we look back and realise actually this was like a golden era of illustration art, because the Pokemon Center now, we're just spoilt for choice. Like Pokemon Company, sorry, they're just putting out some really impressive artworks, and we're so spoilt we just don't really appreciate them. The sets are just coming out so quickly. I do think these are sets that we're going to look back on in a few years, and then we'll start to appreciate them and see them go up in price. Anyway, let's have a look at what's in stock. This is Pokemon Center UK. No changes from last week really. We have 3, well, technically 4 Sword and Shield sets. We're not counting Battle Styles for obvious reasons. We got 3 decent buys here still for Sword and Shield. We got Brilliant Stars, Fusion Strike, Astral Radiance. As I'm saying every week, I think Fusion Strike is the best buy here if you're looking for an investment. I think Fusion Strike is easily the best set out of all of those. It's bonkers that you can still pick it up for retail here. It's been out of stock on Pokemon Center US for quite a long time now, and the price has just shot up straight away as soon as it went out of stock in the US. The US right now only has Silver Tempest for Sword and Shield. Again, as soon as that starts to dry up in stock over the next few months, I think Silver Tempest is going to see a slow creep up in price as well. Just wanted to have a look at a third-party company here in the UK. You can see you can pick up Twilight Masquerade and like ultra modern sets for well below retail. So if you're going to buy into ultra modern, like Scarlet and Violet era, I would not recommend buying through the Pokemon Center because you can probably pick them up a little bit cheaper elsewhere. Let's have a look at all the big sets then for Sword and Shield. Let's see about price movements, what's been going on. Let's start off with the big boy. This is the news this week. Evolving Skies. So I made a video a couple of weeks ago. Go back and watch it if you want. I said Evolving Skies is about to pump again. I don't know if anyone believed me. Now we're seeing it. I called it. Just 2 weeks later, we have a decent gain here. I calculated it out at a 4.59% rise in the US just in the last 7 days. And you've got to remember as well, with like percentage gains, this is compounded. So this is a 4.5% gain on what was already a disgusting climb up. This is 4.5% just from here to here. But look, over the last year, look at the gains we've had. We've gone from this time last year, it was $405 a booster box. And people were saying at this point, even like I was having conversations with friends and stuff, I was buying in to Evolving Skies when it was like 300 a box still. And people said I was mad. They said I missed the boat, all of that. You would have missed out on all of this growth over the last year. Should we calculate how much it is over the year? So we basically went from 400 to 729. So 4, 5, 6, 7, $330 gain on 400. 330 divided by 400 times 100. 82% gain over the last year. Like, find me a bank account anywhere in the world that will pay you for 82.5% interest rate. Just doesn't exist, I'm afraid. The only place you're ever going to get that kind of return is in some kind of like risky stock venture or like crypto or something like that. You're not going to get a gain like that on a tangible investment. And it's almost like I don't want to use the word guaranteed, because you've got to remember, like, this is people's money, like, and I'm making recommendations. If, like, disclaimer, I'm not a financial advisor. I have been investing in Pokemon sealed products for many, many, many years now. Generally, sealed product does very well in the long term. Most sets gain value over time if you hold it for long enough. Okay, so I'm not saying it's a guarantee, because everything could go to zero tomorrow and we're all just left with shiny paper. Okay, you need to be aware of this. Pokemon sealed investing is risky. Okay, just because in the past everything's gone up doesn't mean it's always going to. Okay, but anyway, people back here said a year ago that it's not going to go up again, and it had a massive gain over the last year. We're starting to see this now again. I'm calling it out again now. I'm telling you, Evolving Skies is going to go to 2k a box. I don't know how long it's going to take, but in my opinion, it's definitely going to go to 2k a box. It might take another 2 years to go to $2,000 a box. It might do it in the next 3 months. We just don't know. But it's starting to take off again now, and I called it. So, yeah. Even just in the last week, we saw another, 4.59% gain. Absolutely insane. Evolving Skies is the GOAT. Evolving Skies is the juggernaut. We all know it. It's not too late to invest into it, in my opinion. However, if you're new to Pokemon Sealed investing, be cautious about chucking in this much money. It's a lot of money. If you can't afford to lose it, don't put it in. So let's have a look on eBay. Let's see what's going on with the UK market. UK market, the cheapest you can pick one up is 475, but be careful, hidden £20 postage. So 490, 595, 600 range, basically stable. I mean, it's been around about this 580 to 600 mark for the last month or so plus in the UK. I expect that we're sort of lagging a little bit behind North America. I think we're going to start to see a bit of a gain here in the UK soon. I think all of these are going to get bought out for this price, especially when it starts creeping up as well. Once it starts creeping up and people realise, oh, Evolving Skies is moving again, people are going to FOMO into it hard. And I think we're going to hit 1k a box pretty soon. And like I said, my ceiling price for it, for the moment, is going to be around about 2k a box. I think it's going to hit 2k within the next 2 years. But that's just my personal prediction. If you haven't got the money to buy into a full booster box of Evolving Skies, the Elite Trainer boxes are doing quite well at the moment. Last sold here in the UK is 120, which is pretty interesting. Yeah, pretty decent. You can see that the Espeon, not Espeon, the Vaporeon, it is Espeon, Vaporeon, Espeon, Glaceon, Sylveon box is slightly more popular than the other one, just because the colours are a little bit nicer on it. I feel they're essentially the same product, they're just different artworks of the same product. But if you want to pick one up for slightly cheaper, then I would go for this style, this colour range. But you can see they're selling now 125 postage included. Two sold, best offer, but they were asking 266 for the two of them. This is the Pokemon Center exclusive version as well. They're going for like 150 each. I think that was a pretty good deal. Again, Pokemon Center exclusive, 155. People are just cashing in on these now. But I do think these will do well long term, because people will start getting priced out of the booster boxes. Once the booster boxes are at like 2k a box, people aren't going to be able to afford them, most people. And you're already seeing it now. The Elite Trainer boxes have started to take off. So if you do want to buy into Evolving Skies and you want to get a decent display sealed product, then I would recommend these Elite Trainer boxes. Talking of Elite Trainer boxes, we never really track Elite Trainer boxes week in, week out here. So let's just have a look at some of the more popular ones. We've got Scarlet and Violet 151. Obviously, you can't get a booster box of that. It doesn't exist. These are creeping up in price now. Cheapest you can get these for is 70 quid, and they're becoming a little bit more scarce, and then it jumps to £75. Slowly creeping up. Crown Zenith creeping up as well. Crown Zenith is such a fire set. Again, there's no booster boxes of it. They're selling right now 60 quid. So again, might be the last opportunity to buy into Crown Zenith for around about the £60 mark. I would expect this to creep up over the year. We'll check back in on it every now and again. Celebrations is the same. Pokemon Center exclusive version is going for £93, and the normal version is around about the £70 mark, give or take, a little bit over 72. That one's going for like 76. 65, that was quite a good deal. Oh no, with postage, so 70. Yeah, around about the 70 mark. They are creeping up in price, something to bear in mind. When you talk about Fusion Strike I still think is going to be the best buy if you can pick it up for retail. If you're living in the UK, you can get it for the Pokemon Center for £146. You can see the prices all over the place in the US. Don't be put off by this, like this up, down, up, down, up, down. It's had a slight gain over the last week, but it's really just price stabilizing. It had a massive gain as soon as it went out of stock on Pokemon Center US, and that's what I expect to see in the UK coming up soon. That's why I think Fusion Strike is your best buy at the moment if you live in the UK. And like, you just need to look at like a longer time horizon. This is just price stabilization. This is normal. This is healthy to see. It's already had a massive gain. Look, if we zoom out, look, on the 1 year, those dips become very insignificant. You can see it's finding its feet after a huge gain. That's all it is. So when you look at charts, you know, and you see this up, down, like, oh no, it's really like volatile. It's not. It's like, just zoom out. Look, it's pretty stable, and it had, look, this massive gain. This was just over retail price here, In fact, this is retail price, and then this is it going out of stock. Bang, massive growth there. Just jumped to pretty much, look, we're at 244 a box last sale, pretty much 250 range. I really do think UK is going to do the same. Probably over the next 2 months, I would imagine it's going to go out of stock. Could be tomorrow. You know what I mean? It could go out of stock tomorrow. I don't know how much Pokemon Center has left in its warehouses. Probably not a huge amount. And once it does, the cheapest on eBay is 160. So it already jumps up 15 quid straight away as soon as it goes out of stock. And then these will just get insta bought out. As soon as it's out of stock, people will FOMO. They'll buy, 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 and will just jump to 200 a box very, very quickly, I would imagine. Lost Origin is dying in the US. Again, I don't want to like turn this into like an ego thing. I called this. I said that Lost Origin was artificially inflated with I called it around about this point, mid-May. Go back and check the videos if you don't believe me. It's all recorded. That's what's quite nice about YouTube as well. Like, I can make predictions and then like we can go back in hindsight and look at them and see if they're actually true. Generally, my predictions are pretty spot on, and they have been recently. So don't take my words as gospel, but I'm usually quite good at seeing trends. Lost Origin is getting dumped, but just because it had such an artificial pump. Again, this is just FOMO of it going out of stock on the Pokemon Center. Let's zoom out a little bit. Look, it had this massive gain over retail. What's retail? About there. So retail was about here, and then it went out of stock. We had that massive gain, and I said it's artificial. Like I said to you guys, I said, is Lost Origin worth 190, 200 a box? At this point, I said no. Is it worth it that much long term? Yes, of course. But it needs that time to appreciate, and it hasn't had that time yet. That's why you're seeing this price correction. This could be a good time to buy into Lost Origin if you're in the US. Don't be afraid of prices dropping like this. Like, prices dropping like that just means you're getting a discount. You know, it's already been this price before. It's already proved that. I do think it's going to take a little bit of time to creep back up to that price though, and then break it and go beyond it. You might be sat on it for a year, you might be sat on it for 2 years, but I always recommend with sealed product investment, unless you're getting like a insane profit in like 12 to 18 months like you do with Evolving Skies, and you just want to bank a profit. If it's just like a normal set like this, I would say hold on to it for at least 3 to 5 years to see some decent growth. If you don't need the money, if you can put it away and leave it, and not be tempted to crack it open or to sell it and take profit. But I do always say take profit. Take profit if there's crazy gains. You know what I mean? Like, I've sold nearly all of my Evolving Skies. I do have one box of it left, but I sold 10 plus boxes of Evolving Skies because I've taken the profit. Do I think Evolving Skies will continue to gain in price? Yes, I've called it out. But am I happy to take a 300% profit now? Yes. So it was right for me, and it was right for me to free up those funds and invest it into other places. It might not be right for you. You need to make these decisions yourself, what you're comfortable with. Lost Origin, cheapest in the UK right now is £199. We're at 200 a box here in the UK. Do I think that's too much money? Yes, I do. Like with the US market, I think we're going to see a price correction on this. I do think it's going to be worth 200 a box in a year, 2 years time, easily. It'll probably be worth more than that, 350, 400. But right now, 200 a box, I don't think so. I don't see it. I wouldn't buy it for that price at the moment. 195. This might be the cheapest you ever get it again. I don't think so though. I think we're going to see a dip in price like the US did. Astral Radiance, their chart has been messed up for the longest time, but 172 a box last sailed. That's probably seen a little bit of a gain over the last week, maybe a couple of percentage points. Not too much though. Cheapest you can get in the UK is 130 on eBay. That is a little bit cheaper than buying it for retail off of Pokemon Center. Pokemon Center is 146. So you can pick up a little bit of a bargain on eBay, people just dumping them. Bear in mind, this person, yeah, so they're selling it for 127. They're going to be paying a 13.5% fee plus postage on that, probably about a 15% fee all in all. So I mean, they're definitely taking a loss on that. So divide by 100 times 15. They're going to take a £20 fee on that. So they're only going to get back like 107. They probably bought this for like probably close to retail. So yeah, pick up a bargain for people dumping it. Like, as with any investment, like I've been involved in Pokemon investment for a long time, the stock market for a long time, and crypto for a long time as well. Like, the thing you need to understand with investing is it's just a game of patience. Investing is all about like selling something to someone else who's less impatient and making a profit in the meantime. That's all it is. And once you understand that, decisions get a lot easier to make. Chilling Rain, a bit of a steady week. I like to keep track of Chilling Rain because I think it's quite a fire set. It did have this massive growth period over the last 3 months, 6 months, but yeah, it's interesting to track because it wasn't too long ago that we had a little bit of a reprint here in the UK. Our prices aren't quite what the US prices are yet, but it's a good indication of where things are going to go pretty soon in the UK, I think. So you're at pretty stable around $220 a box. And in the UK here we're around about 180. Again, I think this is quite cheap for the UK. I really like Chilling Reign. There's some really nice cards in it. I think the set's going to do really well long term. Yeah, it's a pickup for me at that price. I think it's at least a £200 box all day long. I think we can all agree on that, and I think it's definitely got room to grow higher over the next couple of years for sure. That's a long term hold. We're just gonna finish off by talking about Darkness Ablaze. Darkness Ablaze is a little bit of a meme set on the channel, just because this is not investment advice to buy Darkness Ablaze. I'm buying into Darkness Ablaze. That doesn't mean you should. I'm buying into Darkness Ablaze for a few reasons. I like buying sets that people hate, although I'm not buying Battle Stars. I hate that too. But I actually quite like Darkness Ablaze. People don't though, and that's why it's so cheap. And I'm tracking it on the channel because I'm buying into it, and it's a bit of a meme set. And yeah, don't buy it. Like, put your money into Fusion Strike instead if you're in the UK. That's definitely a better decision. But I'm just buying into it for the fun of it. And we're going to track on the channel, and I like the set, and you can pick it up basically for retail. But the reason why I wanted to look at it is slowly creeping up in price. Each week I check, it's going up like a couple of pounds. Cheapest you can get now is 150, so we're finally over retail price. Retail price on it was what, 146. At the time when it came out, it was probably closer to like 130 retail. I feel like I'm the only person in the UK that's actually buying Darkness Ablaze, so it's my mission on the channel to single-handedly push the price of Darkness Ablaze. And definitely don't buy the Elite Trainer boxes either. They are so dirt cheap. There's so many of them around. Basically, they started creeping up in price to around about £60, and then Pokemon Center UK specifically just printed them into the ground, and like, people can't get rid of them. They're going for well below retail even now, the Elite Trainer boxes. But the booster boxes I'm a fan of personally, but don't buy them. It's not investment advice. You can see there are some like selling for around about retail. So last sold was 135, something like that. But it's just for a bit of fun on the channel. We can track it without you having to take the risk of buying into it. I'm pegging it as an outsider. Let me spend my money and waste my money. Don't use yours on it. The reason why you don't invest into it is because the main chase card, you can literally buy raw for like £22, which is pretty crazy. I saw one earlier actually, further up here. Let's see if I can find it. Look, you can buy it in a PSA 8 for £20. So, I mean, from the UK, it would cost more than £20 probably to send it off to the US and get it graded and do all of that. I might actually buy this for a meme. Should I put it in the background of the channel? Just as like a running joke that I'm invested into Darkness Ablaze, and it's one of the worst sets of Sword and Shield. Yeah, like I said, you can pick it up raw for like £22, but I might actually just buy this PSA 8. No, I won't, because I don't like PSA 8s. Should I pick up a PSA 10? I don't know how much it is, but it can't be that much. I'd imagine a PSA 10 is going to be under 50 quid. Maybe I'll consider it. Anyway, that's just for a bit of fun at the end of the channel. I hope you guys enjoyed. The main takeaway from it is obviously we've got the two sets coming out. We've got Stellar Crown coming out in September sometime, and we got Shrouded Fable coming out in August sometime. So be ready for that if there's any cards you want to pick up. I imagine neither of them are going to sell out straight away. You should be able to pick them up for retail or below retail from secondary retailers. Anyway, big news is Evolving Skies is starting to pump again. 4+% raise over the last week. Really good. I expect this graph to do this over the next year. It's just going to continue to creep up on this trajectory. Yeah. Let me know what you guys think down below of the two new sets. Are you going to be buying into Stellar Crown or not? Or maybe Shrouded Fable. I'm not a huge fan of Shrouded Fable, but it does have some cool cards. Hope you guys have a wonderful day. Make sure you subscribe to never miss an opportunity. And peace.